It's very loud in here. We've got air conditioner on, we've got fans on. I'm trying to get my voice to go over top, so I really hope that I'm loud enough. So I did the video of the upside of chemo day, and I thought now, since I'm going again on Monday, that I would do the flip sides, or the side effects. Some of the most obvious, the ones that you can't see but are definitely there. These are the ones that I'm encountering. Some of them are very common, some of them maybe uncommon. I don't know. I'll dive right into it. Okay, so most obvious is hair loss. Like, obviously that's, hair loss. But I don't think people get that it's more than just, okay, you go bald and, you can deal with bald for a little while, that's fine. But I don't think people realize that, like, as it goes on, especially people that are long-term chemo, well, it happens short-term too. It happens fairly often, but like the longer you're on it, it's more than just, okay, I don't have any hair on my head. Like, you lose everything. Like, I don't have the hair on my head, so I'm wearing wigs. I don't have any eyebrows. I don't have any eyelashes. I don't have any arm hair. I don't have any leg hair. I don't have any armpit hair. It's really hard because you look in the mirror and you don't see yourself. The face that's looking back at you is sort of kind of alien in a way. So that's sort of the downside of the side effect. The upside, there's always an upside. There's always an upside. So on the upside of that side effect is you get to play. So I almost feel like I get to sort of reinvent myself every day and kind of decide based on what mood I'm in, what hair I want to have, what color I want to have, what length I want to have. Do I want to have really long, voluptuous eyelashes? Do I want to have plain, simple wispies? Do I not want to be bothered? Like, side is I don't have to shave anything except my head for some reason. And it's like no hair grows. I don't know if you can see my arm, but it's like completely, there's nothing on my arms. There's like nothing bonus. There's nothing on my face either. Like nothing grows anywhere except it does still grow in my head. So I have like this fuzz that grows out, but it's not long enough, like it's not thick enough to actually let it grow out and have hair. It's just there to be annoying and look kind of gross when it gets a little too. So I actually do have to shave my head. My number 2 side effect that people might see but not really pay attention to because it doesn't really look, it's not quite as in your face as being bald, but I don't know if you can see in the camera, you develop something, the longer you're on chemo, the more damage it does to your body, which is okay because it's killing cancer cells too, so whatever. But there's you develop something called chemo nail, and it actually, like, it's almost like I don't know if you can see in the camera, I'm trying to get it in the shot, the light is, you can see it's kind of dark, and as I get closer, I don't know if you can see, the nail beds almost look bruised and dark, and the nail is actually, it started to like peel off my thumb. You can really see right there. There you go. When it's shaded, you can see it better. So the nail's actually starting to peel away from the nail bed. I feel really bruised a couple of days after chemo, and they kind of hurt a little bit, and the dark spots under my nails actually get just a little bit darker for a couple days, and yeah, I have to be like kind of careful, and I tend to I like periodically throughout the day for those couple days. I will run my hands under like cold water. I'll run my feet under cold water. I'll cool them periodically throughout the day, and that seems to really help. So I can't wear pretty nails, but I can compensate with bracelets and rings. Chemo weight gain. Chemo weight gain is a real thing. It's tough. It happens mostly in the people getting treated for hormonal cancers, like the breast cancers and prostate cancers are the biggest ones, because a lot of the chemos and the pre-chemo drugs and stuff contain a lot of like steroids and stuff like that. So, and you're maybe not as active as you want to be, so yeah, it's really easy to put on weight. On the upside, I would much rather deal with weight gain and be like, oh crap, like I gained 10 pounds, as opposed to being too sick to eat, or being like having my illness, you know, causing me to lose weight because you know, it's out of control or whatever. I would much rather have an extra 10 pounds, be a little bit curvaceous. You know, I would much rather have it that way than the reverse. So, like I said, there is almost always an upside. And as far as weight gain is concerned, honestly, if that just means that I'm eating and I'm healthy and I'm feeling good and everything's under control, and the more I feel good, the more active I can be. So it'll eventually balance out anyway. So I am dealing with something in my fingers and toes, or hands and feet, I guess, because it does gravitate. I am dealing with something called neuropathy. It's chemo-induced neuropathy, and what happens is the chemotherapy actually kind of strips that. Think of your nerves as like an electrical wire that has that plastic sheath, and as you take chemo, it sort of almost removes that protective layer around the outside. This is how a doctor has described it to me. So it almost removes that nice plastic protective layer from around your nerve, and it kind of makes your hands either extra sensitive or numb or tingly. It can get really bad. It can get to the point where you can't really walk because you're walking on stubs. You can't feel your feet, can't grab a cup, can't do anything. Mine is fairly minor. It's another reason they gave me a week off, is to get it under control. And right before I went for this last treatment, it was gone, so that was good. But now that it's like day 3 and day 4, I notice it always comes back a little bit. So I just not even, it doesn't tingle. I don't even really pay attention to it until I'm like, you know, yeah, it's almost like your hands are, it's not even, like mine don't tingle really. They just feel weird when I'm kind of manipulating or doing stuff, but I don't even really, I don't actually notice it that much. My feet, I notice it more because I'm walking on them, and my toes sometimes almost feel like, you know, when you have a band-aid wrapped around and you can feel but you can't really feel. That's almost kind of how my toes sometimes feel. Especially in this hot weather, I'm trying to keep them cool as much as possible. But yeah, that's kind of one that you don't really see, but it does happen and it can get really bad. But so far, mine has remained kind of the same, and it does, by the time I go for the next treatment, it does feel a little bit better. So I usually only have one really bad day where I'm like really fatigued, and of course the day I go for treatment, I'm usually kind of drugged up and a little drunk on Benadryl and a little just, you know, I end up going to bed early. But yeah, I'm lucky. My fatigue is there. It's, you don't, it looks like, you know, the days that I'm doing fantastic, that's when I'm out exploring and doing all my activity videos. But some days I'm just, my animals are all here. Sorry. Yeah, so today is like a fatigue day. So I had all this stuff, and it usually hits me on day 3. But today it was day 4, and I had this list of stuff, and I find, the best way to deal with it, my cat's gonna knock my camera over. The best way to deal with it for me is, I tried to fight it for the longest time. I was like, oh, it's a waste of a day, but it's not. It's your body recouping and regenerating and getting ready. Stop! And getting ready to go at it again. And I've learned I actually feel much better. I just surrender to it. I get ready to have a day where I'm just sunken into my couch. I've got my animals, I've got my coffee and my laptop, and that's just give into it. There's nothing you can do about it. If you want to sleep, just give into it. Curl up, cozy up, watch movies, do whatever you want. It's not something to be upset or depressed about. You're not wasting a day. It's just your body is just regenerating and getting ready to go at it. So just let yourself have a guilt-free day off.